Welcome to our second video about translating trauma-informed care into social work practice. Many agencies have adopted trauma-informed initiatives, and many social workers are familiar with its basic principles, but it is challenging for agencies and workers to figure out how to really infuse these into ideas when you have a real client in front of you. By conceptualizing presenting problems as providing a sense of protection, personal power, or relief from emotional pain, these problems are reframed as coping and survival skills that were once necessary in a traumagenic environment, but now interfere with the capacity to achieve healthy relationships and goals. For instance, some traumatized people develop a sense of learned helplessness, while others may take on a proactive stance of aggression. By using a strengths-based approach to post-traumatic growth, we can help clients decrease problematic behavior, tolerate distress, improve their relationships, and deal with crises more effectively, thereby disrupting the intergenerational cycle of trauma and victimization. Helping relationships must feel safe, and safe relationships are predictable, consistent, and non-shaming. Through healthy relationships, we can model respectful boundaries, language, and use of power. Above all, we try not to re-traumatize people, and we avoid disempowering interactions in the helping relationship. I know that as a social worker, you would never intentionally re-traumatize somebody, but social services can be disempowering and oppressive, and we want to be aware of that when we work with our clients. Disparaging labels can become deeply ingrained into one's self-concept. Shaming language can reinforce negative identity and behaviors, and stereotypes can lead to self-fulfilling prophecies. Person-first language separates the behavior from the person and puts the person first. The NASW Code of Ethics values personal dignity and worth and requires us to use respectful and non-derogatory language to describe those with whom we work. Social workers should try to avoid labels like offender, addict, or schizophrenic, instead describing clients as a person who has engaged in criminal behavior, struggled with addiction, or has been diagnosed with a mental illness. Survivors of trauma may be predisposed to lack of trust, anxiety about being judged, avoidance of conflict, or fear of authority figures. So clients may seem ambivalent, defensive, or even combative or resistant at times. Resistance usually reflects a simultaneous struggle between a genuine desire to change and the need to maintain what is familiar. Change is hard for all of us, and it can be difficult to let go of protective strategies. The social worker can provide an accepting and safe environment for clients to change and go at their own pace. Power disparities can reactivate trauma responses. Social workers may be seen as authority figures, especially when services may feel disempowering to the client. Social workers can model shared power through collaboration, dialogue, perspective-taking, empathy, negotiation, and compromise. Our therapeutic demeanor should say, I want to listen to you and understand your experience, but I have no need to win a debate or to get into a power struggle with you. Even if you're not in a traditional clinical setting, social workers can be therapeutic even when they're not providing traditional therapy. Above all, treat everyone with kindness and respect. This seems really simple, and it is, though it's not always easy. Listen with curiosity and compassion. Your goal is to make every client feel valued, special, and important. You might be the first person who the client feels ever really listened to them and wanted to understand their experience. That's the healing power of the social work relationship. Thank you for listening to our tips for translating trauma-informed care into practice. Visit us at the Center for Human Rights and Social Justice at Barry University School of Social Work.